I want to talk about, too, I want people to understand how to deal with death when their parents die. A lot of people collapse after their parents die. They're close to their mother, they're close to their dad, and they feel like they can't live anymore on this earth. And I just want people to understand, tell your story, everybody. Like, I lost my dad when I was 14 years old. He drowned in Staten Island, swimming in the ocean, and the undercurrent took him. Then my brother gets murdered by the police. They shot him 7 times, him turning the corner. My youngest brother died of an aneurysm, and my mom died of cancer, all before I was 40 years old, right? Everybody was gone before I was 40. And I'm quite sure there's more tragedy stories than that, but one is in my DNA to be driven. Like, I'm driven to be in my 60s and to still be driven is amazing, right? Because I know my purpose and I keep going and I have things that I want to accomplish. But I want people that when your family dies to mourn, but start going for walks, start going to the gym and hit something, a boxing class. These type of things to release that energy. Don't just sit there and get depressed and drink and feel sorry. And be prepared. Be prepared with life insurance. Be prepared with mental state of mind and understand guardianship. See, the state can come take your mother or dad, take everything from them you're not aware, and you can't get your mother or your dad back. So you got to do your research. You know, people always talk about they want to put their mother and dad in a senior citizen home. Well, you better make sure that you know the rules, because those people want to know how much your family has in the bank. They want to know what kind of property you have and what those companies do. And it's a thing that's not really talked about a lot, right? How these states and these attorneys, appointed guardianship people, steal from your family and take everything and sell your house, sell your cars, and there's nothing you could do. So get on top of that, because we're all getting older. These are things that have to be discussed before you get there. No one talks about that. So understand that, people, because you don't want your mother to be in a situation like that. You don't want to be in a situation like that. And I always tell people, it's not how well you live, it's how well you die.
Well, I mean, this reminds me of the DMX situation that's happening right now.
Yes.
DMX passed away suddenly
Yes.
at 50 years old. Now that the dust is starting to settle, you're starting to hear what was happening under the hood.
Okay.
So, number one, he did not have a will.
Whoa.
Number one, he did not have a will. He had 17 children.
Whoa.
His estate, they're saying, was possibly worth less than $50,000 because he owed the IRS $700,000 prior to his death. But, you know, it's still DMX, right? So he still has a catalog. And if he owns some share of that, there is going to be a future, you know, revenue, because obviously his songs will live on and, you know, he's got movies and so forth. But now there's a whole fight that's happening.
Yep.
So, for example, we report a story on this. His fiance went to the courts, and they had been engaged for like 2 years. His youngest son, I believe, 6 months old, is with her. She tried to go to the courts and seize control of his estate, and she was turned down by the judge. That would have put her at a higher position than all of his other children.
Right.
And all of his other kids' mothers.
Right.
She got turned down. So now there's this fight over his estate with like 17 people involved.
Yep. And you know what that means. And to the people who listen, let me explain to you where Vlad's going, if I could take it a little deeper. 17 different children are going to have, if they can afford it, will have 17 different attorneys.
Right.
Okay, let's make sure we understand this. 17 different attorneys who will take 1/3 or whatever it is. Every attorney's not doing this for free. Every attorney will take 1/3 of whatever's left on that table, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then you got the state who's going to do their thing. What's that called when they send it to the state to figure it out? It's not debate. It's Ooh.
I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about. Probate.
Probate, yeah.
They do a probate. And ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something what the state do with probate. Sometimes they take 10, 12, 13 years to figure out who gets what. And me and Vlad, again, have been talking to you guys about life insurance, about a will, years ago. I think me and you now doing this like 5, 6 years now. So we've been talking about this, about the will thing for years. Give me an example. Aretha Franklin had $80 million, no will. The sons, who I don't think really all got along, had to get different attorneys. And that money went into probate as well. Things they don't talk about. Things that the public should know about so they can say, like my aunt used to always say, CYA, cover your ass. You got to live every day, ladies and gentlemen, like today you're going to die. That means you get your shit together. My mom used to always say, have your house in order. And it doesn't mean with the Lord. It means everything. It means your paperwork, your will, is your children straight? Are you together? Come on, people. Education, knowledge is everything.